Alright guys, so as you saw in the last video, bought some new property, got a shed, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. This is what it looks like now. What are we doing?
We are gonna redo the deck for now. We're gonna take off the railing. I'm gonna try to paint some of these walls. We're gonna sand the deck.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to stain it for now.
Stain it, and then we're gonna paint the whole house, and then put up some accent stuff, maybe some shutters. By the end of this video, we're hoping this house looks completely different.
I think it will.
So hopefully we won't run into any snags. Let's do this. Alright guys, instead of trying to take the nails out and stuff, we're just going to use Sawzall, cut it off, and hopefully it all comes out easily. Bit on the inside. Okay.
It was a nail in the middle on both sides.
There we go. Didn't hurt anything. Still perfectly fine. Pretty good. I know some of you guys are thinking, why in the world would you cut the rails off? They're perfectly fine. To open it up, to make it bigger. It already looks way better.
You got any other plans for the porch?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is stain the bottom of it real quick. Well, we're going to sand it first to get it all off, get it all clean, sand it, and then we're going to paint the back walls back there, add some cedar to it, potentially over there as well, kind of liven it up, make it look nice and modern, and then build a bigger deck.
Oh.
Eventually, not right now, but that'll be the plans.
The reason we cut the side of you to wrap around.
Yeah, so the deck's gonna come out in the front, kind of go around that way, but for right now, go ahead and sand the bottom, try to do all that, paint the walls, and then put some cedar on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it looks good. And then it did rain earlier, so that's why we're not painting the walls just yet. On the outside, just the inside, they didn't get wet. Then we'll paint the outside. Again, by the end of this video, this house should look completely different.
Shoot dang.
All right, guys, so if you're wondering what color we're gonna paint it, we're gonna paint it a gray. I was trying to go real dark. It looks a little lighter than I thought. I hope it dries a little darker.
Do we know the name of it?
In the moment, no, I don't know the name, but by the end of this, hopefully we'll remember to tell you the name. But we're going for a real modern look here. So that's why we're painting it like a gray color. Fingers crossed, it comes out good. Alright guys, as you saw, that sucked. Jared hand painted with a tiny brush all the gray, but it looks freaking awesome already. I belt sanded all the deck and it sucked, but it looks freaking awesome already.
Why are we doing it the hard way?
Well, Jared's mixed up the stain now. We're about to stain the deck on there. But the reason we're doing it this way is two reasons. One is to show you guys, hey, you don't have to have fancy tools. You don't have to do anything. You could buy the cheapest brush and you could do it. Does it take longer? Absolutely, but you could do it. You don't need a huge budget. And then two, the same thing with the belt sander. That's the cheapest belt sander you can get at Harbor Freight. I think like $30, $40. You can do that. Why did I not power wash it? Because where's my water spigot? I don't have any water out here. I'm completely off grid. We're using the generator to power the tools and everything. And then we actually have a spray gun though. We're gonna spray the whole outside. We didn't want to have to clean the sprayer out this afternoon. We had to wait till the end of today to do it because it's been raining. We had to run in town and get all the stuff. So we're going to stain this and then let it dry overnight, and then we'll hit it again tomorrow. So definitely going for a more modern look. So we went with a cedar color, and then with the gray, all this trim right here will be painted and stuff anyways. So we're gonna do a little time lapse of this real quick, and then we'll tell you what we're gonna do with the rest of the wall. Alright guys, so as you saw, we painted, sanded the deck. It's already a huge difference. As you can tell from like this section of the cabin to that section is a huge difference. Yeah, and so we don't have to use primer. Luckily, I just bought the most expensive outdoor paint you can get. It's got primer in it. That saves us a lot of time. It wasn't that bad to stain it, I guess.
No, it probably took realistically about 20 minutes to hand brush the deck here. But
yeah, and it probably took us 40 minutes, 45 minutes to paint and sand and everything. So that's the hard thing about time lapse. You can't really truly show how long it takes, but it was a pain in the butt. But it's getting dark. I have my camera getting really bright so we can actually see this. So we're going to call it a day for right now, and then we're going to hit it again tomorrow. And by the end of the day, I think this whole thing will be painted, and then we'll have awesome cedar stuff on there. Maybe the poles finished, everything. But just right now, taking the rails off and doing that, huge.
So we hand painted the front wall here. What we wanted to do, I guess the idea is to put the cedar sideways on there, and then we're going to leave little gaps in between, and that's how we painted it gray, so that it matches the rest of the house. You still will see a little bit of gap between each one.
Yeah, we could have put up a board, painted, but that's stupid. So we're going to do that, and hopefully it's going to give it that good modern look. Fingers crossed, tomorrow, I guess we'll find out. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Jared went back to go get the measuring tape. What we're going to do is we're going to put cedar on this wall all the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding these boards so we can cut them to length, put them up there, and it'll be easy to clear coat. Alright, I'm going to do that to the rest of them, and then we'll get them cut and put up here. so just to let you guys know, if you are new to building and stuff, if you sand the boards down, the clear coat goes on way better. You're not gonna be able to see exactly what Jared's doing right now because that's in the way, but once he moves over there, you'll see it's gonna look a million times better. And then with it smooth, it's gonna look a lot more modern than rustic. So that's what he's gonna do right now. I'm gonna go get the table saw so we can finish the bottom boards. We gotta trim them up a little bit. So for now, let's watch him stain. Alright guys, as you can see, we are staining a whole bunch of this. Jared is doing the trim. Where we cut the railing off, it kind of messed up, so I sanded it the best I could to kind of blend it in, but it's looking pretty good. We were going to paint the trim around the windows, and I just figured, hey, let's just see what it looks like, and I think it looks freaking awesome with the cedar. The cedar drying looks awesome. So while Jared finishes up this trim, I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut the boards to width to finish that down there and the top parts. And then I think it'll be ready for paint. Alright guys, so we got the porch pretty much finished. So we're gonna come through, we taped up the windows and then bought a paint sprayer. It's just a Harbor Freight one, and we're gonna paint it. We want it to look modern, plus it is kind of green. I don't want to have to power wash the whole thing, do all stuff. It is good enough to paint over. We got the best paint and primer you can get. It'll be the same color we put on earlier, but on the whole thing. Hopefully we won't mess it up. Hold it up again. Alright guys, well, we're tired. That was a good day. We started like 8 something this morning. I don't even know what time it is now, but
3:30.
So a full day's work. We haven't really eaten. We only took breaks here and there to get a little bit of water. So we're gonna spend the rest of the day kind of cooling down, fishing. Jared caught all the fish yesterday, so we're gonna try to maybe do that. Just get in the river or whatever, because tomorrow we're gonna hit it hard, doing more stuff. But as you can see, this is a huge difference. I mean, to me, night and day, especially once you put like a rocking chair and a little plant up there. Definitely going for a modern look. And
modern yet still rustic a little.
Yeah, because we're out here in the woods. There are a few spots that still need to be finished. A little bit of trim work. Some of the shutter or the window trim in the back needs to be stained, as you guys saw. And a little bit here and there. We want to let the paint dry completely so we can see where we need to add more.
Then we're going to go back in and add in cedar shutters.
Yeah.
To help bring in the whole, I guess, cedar look here. But I'm impressed. I think it was a complete
for day 2
change of what it was, because when I first saw the shed, I'm not a fan of this type of shed, like the siding, but when we threw the paint on there, I like it, and I think it definitely makes the cedar pop like crazy. So I'm very happy the way it came out. Yeah,
I was a little worried at first whenever I was looking at the property. I was like, man, I really don't like these sheds. Jared, you know, the same way. We've never liked them. They turn green. It just never looks that great. So hopefully if some of you guys out there are looking to get a shed or already have one, hey, here's an idea what you could do.
A little bit of paint makes it go a long way.
Throwing the vertical lines on there makes it look a lot more modern, and it breaks it up from that side. Honestly, I didn't think the porch was going to look this good when it was done, so I'm extremely happy with this. And again, we still got a little bit of work on it, but we're dead tired. So hopefully you guys liked the video today. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, notification bell. If you are brand new here and you're looking at Shed to House stuff, he is not my partner. This is my twin brother.
Hey, we were partners in the womb.
Yeah, we did a lot of Shed to stuff back in the day. I have a whole playlist of that, and so does he, of different stuff on a huge 16 by 50 shed, if you guys are interested. And a lot of people back then were like, what's up with these two dudes? We are twin brothers, so he lives in Texas and I live up here in Oklahoma. But I think it looks freaking awesome. Let us know what you guys think.
I wanted to add too that taking off the railing, the original railing.
Huge.
I'm not a fan of that. Everybody has different tastes and stuff, but I personally don't like it. That's why we removed it. And then we decided to use the same beams, wrap them in cedar. Yeah. And I think it totally changed the way it looks. We'll add some stairs in here a little bit, and some landscape, and it'd be good. We really used bare minimal tools. We hand painted a lot of it, and we sanded. If you have a power washer, I have one, but honestly don't have enough water, fully off grid here. And then we did everything off a generator, a Predator 3500 generator from Harbor Freight that's got like almost 3,000 hours on it, and 2 oil changes. Also, if there's somebody that's new, how do you plan on powering this? I'm going to end up doing solar on all this, and then currently, how would you do it? The generator, and then we're going to wire the whole inside before we do the insulation and stuff. That way I can hook it up to the generator. We have battery banks that we have been sponsored with, which is phenomenal. You can hook that up to the whole house, and eventually do solar on the roof and everything. So we got to clear out a lot more trees, try to keep the service as good as we can, cell phone signal, cut a lot of trees and brush. Probably do that on, I guess, my video tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Yeah, Jared's next video should be a lot of land clearing, 1 for the view, and 2 for the openness to get more sun for your solar, and then, like I said, for cell signal. Yeah, so it should be a pretty big video coming out on Jared's channel, and then our brother Matt will be coming up, and hopefully catching a lot of fish and feeding us and all that stuff, because he's reeling, chilling, and grilling and chilling. RGC. But yeah, I'll end up later, once it's completely finished painting, clean the roof. I didn't want to even touch it right now. That's why it's still a little dirty. That way if paint gets on it, it can easily come off. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I think it looks freaking awesome. With the red tin roof, you got or metal roof, you got to work with what you have. And this color scheme was definitely nice little gray accent. Yeah. Throw in the cedar, make it pop, make it a rustic, modern shed house. So just because you have a shed house doesn't mean it has to be crap. It can be good. It could be good. And so a lot of people out there are doing shed house, and don't be worried just because it says shed. Literally, this is built very good. This is actually a better built structure is what this one is, and it is built very well. So I don't know where you get them from. It was just here. But that's enough talking. We're freaking tired. Got the dog exploring in the back. So we're just going to chill out for a little bit, and then see you on the next one. Peace. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to open a can like a real man. That's a Sprite, that's not a beer. I said a can, like a real man. I'll open a can. Alright guys, see you in the next one.